Hari Om. Start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are now addressing or explaining the nature of Ishvara, Ishvara Swarupam. So we analyze the nature of Jiva and want to analyze the Ishvara Swarupam. Is there a difference between the two? What exactly is the difference? And also we will analyze how the Ishvara is different from even the Jnani also. So all these things we should have crystal clear understanding of Advaita Vedanta. So we analyze the Sloka 7 from which in terms of how the creation occurs. The same thing we can, in fact, we gave in that example, the three examples were given. One is the spider putting forth the varieties of the thread, and another is the earth producing varieties of plants, so on, and the third one is the human being producing the nails and the hair. So three examples are illustrated to emphasize one or two aspects of it. Actually, also another example in the one can use, that is essentially like the creation is similar to my creating a dream world. So now I am the Ishvara of the dream world. So when I, after going to bed in the air conditioned room, in the soft Dunlop bed, and everything lights are off, and I go to sleep, and then I enter into a dream world. So entering into my dream world is not a time based, because there is no particular time says now I am entering. So one I am entering into dream doesn't know when that time comes also, because time is created after entering. There in the dream I can have a time where evolution can be much different from the time that is outside. For a dreamer, that he can grow very fast in the dream from a childhood to adulthood and even beyond, and all that can occur in one dream. So he is going through a time scale that is conducive for a dreamer. Dreamer doesn't ask how come this time is different from the waker's time. So for a dreamer, there is not even a waker there. He is only in the dream world. In the waking state, I am sleeping in the pitch dark room and air conditioned room, but I can completely dream a world which is completely bright, or with all the forests, everything, all that contradictory to my waking state that I have. So the dream creation can be completely contrast to the waking state. I can even see in my dream the things that are not seen in the waking state by assembling things, and that is essentially creating using the knowledge of creation that's available in the waking state. I don't dream in the dream what is Gaga Bubu there, or I cannot create a Gaga Bubu because I don't know Gaga Bubu in the waking state. So whatever I create in the dream, I should have the knowledge of creation in the dream. Whether I know it now or in the past, it should come from my memory only. It can be in this life or in the subtle coming from the previous life. In essence, I cannot create new things. I have to create from the knowledge of previous impressions in the mind. As means, the Lord also, if He is going to create, He has to create based on the impressions of the total impressions of all the jivas are only root cause for the creation. That's one aspect of it, which is common. Also, when I go to sleep and when I am dreaming it, what am I dreaming is based on the suppressions and oppressions of my waking state are projected out as a dream. So, dream is provided as though by the Lord to cleaning out process. So it is just washing out so that I can get up in the morning fresh from all that hang-ups and everything all cleaned out, and the mind is ready for the next vasanas or next actions. In the same way, the creation itself is meant for clearing out the vasanas. But in the human being, therefore, a choice is given to make a better vasanas, or also to go beyond the vasanas to make self-realization. So human birth is glorified because there is a choice for him to go beyond the creation itself, and that choice is through Vedanta, Sravana, or through Brahmatmaikyatva Bodhena, by the understanding of I am the totality, creation is in me, not I am in the creation. That has to be understood. Now, what happens in the dream creation? It's a waking mind with the suppressions and oppressions. So suppressions and oppressions become a root cause, or the vasanas for the waking mind projecting the dream world. And where is the waking mind? Its whole creation is in the mind itself, and including after creating the whole universe of Chara Achara, means movable and immovable, varieties, forests, trees, rivers, mountains. I can create everything that I am aware of in the waking state or projected there. I'm not taking a material from outside to create, because I'm sleeping in the AC room. So the creation for the material is coming from my own mind. So even so-called the gross matter, the hills and the valleys that are elephants that I am creating, is only a mental thought. By sankalpa matrena, by thought process only I am creating. It's a subtle world, but for a dreamer it's a real world. So after creating my own creation as a dream creation, I entered as though as one of the subjects in the creation. That's called the Upavishati, that means entering into the creation. So how do I enter? Because when I created, I am only a tiny entity, an individual in the creation, looking at the creation of the whole world. It is one mind, the waking mind, creating the whole universe as well as the body of the dreamer, and entering as though an individual there, as well as some other beings also have created, and each have their own minds. In fact, in the Mandukya Upanishad, it says Ekona Vimshati was Ekona Vimshati. That means the 21, the 19, there is Mukhaha. Therefore, there is a 20 or 19 gateways through which one is interacting with the world. The same statement is used for a waker as well as for the dreamer. That means he has Panchendriyas, the organs of sense organs, and 5 organs of action, that is 10, and Panchapranas, that is 15, and Panchakoshas, that is 5 koshas, and total is essentially 15 plus 15 plus 15, or 15 plus 4, mind, intellect, and chitta and memory. All that is 19 are included in the waker state or in the dream state, depending on how you count it. So therefore, the jiva in the dream is thinks that he is jiva and is alive, and he is looking at other people also, and they are different from him. Their minds are different, his mind is different, and there is a tiger that is chasing, that tiger mind is different. Tiger is happy that it has food. I am unhappy because I am becoming food to the tiger. All that is coming from one mind, one total mind. The total mind becomes a means for, with the vasanas, becomes a means for the creation. In the same way, Ishvara creates the whole universe depending upon the vasanas, which are called the suppressions and oppressions that are there in the previous cycle. And therefore, the dream creation for a dreamer, the dream is not a dream, it's a real world. If I am thirsty in the dream, the wake-up water that I put it on the waking state in the table will not help me. I had to drink a dream water to quench the dream thirst. And if I am sick in the dream, I have to go to a dream hospital to see a dream doctor to get cured in the dream. All that is for me, it's not a dream, it's a real world. Only when I awaken to the higher state of consciousness, I recognize that was not real. As a dreamer, the dream world is real. Reality for me depends upon my perceptibility, my transactability, and all those things that we define for reality are valid for the dream. Therefore, we have to be careful. I am perceiving, therefore it is real, cannot be, because I am also perceiving in the dream world, but I negate that it's not real when I am having a better knowledge. Same way, waking state also. So therefore, I am taking a role of an Ishvara, and Nidra Shakti. Nidra Shakti is like a Maya Shakti, covers my real status as a waker who is sleeping in the AC room, and then projecting Vikshepa Shakti, projecting varieties of, including things that are opposite to the waking state. All that, therefore, the example of a dream creation is somewhat parallel to, and Upanishads use that example also in analyzing the creation aspect of it, and also to show that the world that you think is real is not really real. So reality is that which is nityam, that which is unchanging alone is real, and that has to be understood. Now we go into the process of creation. Just as we did in terms of the dream, this is how the Ishvara is going to create, and therefore we can think of stages of creation from the point of Ishvara point. It says in the sloka 8 of the Mundakopanishad, it says, Tapasa chiyate brahma tataha annam abhijayate annat pranaha manaha satyam loka karmasu chamrutam. So here is Tapasa chiyate brahma, and tataha annam avijayate annat pranaha manaha satyam lokaha karmasu cha amrutam. So it says the creation stages are being described in this sloka. This is after describing the three examples. It says from the point of the totality, Ishvara, how he starts creating, and this is the illustration of the process as though that is occurring. And what he says is tapasa. So tapas is involved. That means Brahman as though doing tapas. So tapas means it is an intelligent creation, and creation is a well-planned creation. So Brahman, before he creates, he visualizes. He visualizes what kind of creation is required to fulfill the vasanas of all beings together. Therefore, Ishvara, looking at the vasanas or the karmas of all beings put together, has to create that lokas or that field that is conducive to exhaust all the karmas of all jivas put together. So he has to really plan a lot. So if I am going to create a house, I had to plan exactly. So architectural plan, even before I start creating, is in terms of how many bedrooms are required, what should be my space, all that, how much space I have, and how do I create, how many stores, all that is required for a architectural design, and that is what is essentially planning. And planning is visualization. And scripture uses the word tapas. Tapas here means not sitting down, Brahman is sitting down and doing some kind of austerities. Here tapas means, by tapasa means by visualizing the whole creation. That is meaning of tapasa. So tapasa chiyate Brahman. So when he starts visualizing the creation, he says essentially he chiyate, he becomes bloated. It's like a seed. When the dry seed, it is very dry, and when we want to plant it and we put it inside the earth and then we water it, and what happens, it absorbs the water and then it bloats up before the ankuram, the sprout is sprouts in the seed. So that bloating process means visualizing and ready to execution. Before execution, the state of Brahman is called chiyate. It expands. So tapasa chiyate Brahma. Garbage is trash. Oh, tapasa chiyate Brahma tataha annam abhijayate, and from that is tataha annam abhijayate. So from that annam is essentially the causal state has been abhijayate. So essentially a subtle body has been created from that. So this antaryami, then looking at from the subtle body of the total subtle body is essentially called here annam. Annam is not here the food or the implication here is from that once he visualizes and then he looks at the causal state of all that, and therefore essentially representation of the causal body of the total causal body, and that's essentially what is called Maya. So annam abhijayate, as though Maya is being created or starting in terms of the creative process. So tata annam abhijayate. So here annam means essentially a subtle state or a causal state which is same as Maya. So from that then annat pranaha. So annat pranaha means first being is born out of this. So first being is born is essentially the Brahmaji. Brahmaji means essentially four-headed Brahma or Hiranyagarbha is the first born from this total Ishvara. And from that is all other creation starts. The Brahmaji itself is created and himself has so many life cycles, so many years of life from Brahmaji's time, and then we have another Brahma. All that is being described in the Upanishad. So in the creation process, first he visualizes what kind of creation is required to satisfy the vasanas or karmas of all beings, of all, not only in this earth. 14 lokas are to be created, all the beings of the whole universe are to be visualized, and that's called tapas. And then he gets complete vision of that, and that is called bloating, and that is called chiyate. And from that the first creator is created, and that is called the causal body has been created, that is Maya Shakti. And from that pranaha, here pranaha means the Hiranyagarbha, that means firstborn is born. And then manaha means total intelligence for the creation. So when I am creating something, I should have the know-how of how to create. If I am making a pot, I should know how to make a pot. Before I even start making a pot, I should have knowledge of how to make a pot. So Ghatasya Karta Ghatagyaha, pot maker knows how to make a pot. Therefore Viswasya Karta, one who is going to make the whole universe, has to have every knowledge that are discovered and yet to be discovered or within the creation. Therefore he should be Sarvajnaha. So therefore he is all-knower, so he knows what needs to be created, and therefore he not only knows and also he has the skill to create also. Sarvashaktiman. So all religions talk about he is omniscient and omnipotent, and all that is being described in this is how, because he has the knowledge of it. That's described as manaha. Manaha here means he is the total intelligence here involved. And annat pranaha manaha. And then satyam. Here satyam is not really truth. Satyam involves this sat and yat aspects of it. Sat means that which is the tangible entities, that's called the visible entities of the Panchabhutas. So Satyam means Panchabhutas here. So from that the 5 elements are born, and the 5 elements includes the Akasha, Vayuhu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, the space, and then Akasha, the air and or the gaseous state, and then we are talking about the Agni and Jalam and Prithvi. The Agni, Jalam and Prithvi have a Rupa, that means form is there, visibility is there, whereas from the Akasha and Vayu there is no visibility. Therefore the Sat part is that which is having a form that comes under the 3 elements, and Yat part is coming from Akasha and Vayuhu. So Satyam means Panchabhutas, they are subtle elements, and then the gross elements, all that are being formed, and that's what is the definition of Satyam. So the Brahmaji, then intelligence, and then the five elements that are born, and then Lokaha. Lokaha is the whole 14 worlds are being created by that and each world is conducive to exhaust vasanas of those beings, and depending upon the nature of the vasanas, those who are more punyam, they go to higher lokas, or more papam, going to lower lokas, and the one Prithvi is in the middle, where you have the mixture of punyam and papam, and this is where the jiva can evolve rapidly. So even gods want to become this come so that they can evolve out. So lokaha, so karmasu cha amrutam. So karmasu is essentially the punya papas. The punya means all karmas of good and bad, and because the good and bad is the vasanas, which are vasanas, good vasanas and bad vasanas. The good vasanas give you good results, and bad vasanas will give you bad results. So therefore it is due to the vasanas only I had to be born in a particular environment, in a conducive to exhaust those vasanas or experience those results of those actions that are done before. Therefore, I cannot blame anybody for my suffering. I have to blame myself, because in the past, it is what is. All Lord is doing is result of the actions that I have performed. Therefore, He is Karma Paladata. Therefore, Lord Himself is giving according to Karmasu, according to the Punya Papas, the merits and demerits. So therefore, in the 14 lokas, depending upon the Punyam and Papam, Jivas are created in that. Jivas are created means they enter into that. Just as I enter into my dream, in my own dream that I have created. In the same way, the total Brahman enters in terms of different jivas. Remember, jiva itself has the 5 aspects: the pure consciousness, reflected consciousness, and reflecting medium. All that is implied. So Ishvara is the totality itself. From that, it is lokaha karmasu cha amrutam, and that is the nature of Ishvara's creation of the stages. And the next loka we are talking about what is the more about the Ishvara Swarupam and how it differs from the Jnani also. We will analyze this. With this, we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Sishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.